When it comes to professional sports, NBA players are the most well-compensated team sports athletes in the world, with 10 players making more than $30 million this season, as opposed to the MLB who had 4 and professional soccer had 3. While the 3 FIFA players raked in a ridiculous amount individually, paid nearly twice as much as Steph Curry's $37 million contract pays. Throughout the league, there are players on each team who are treated and paid like the superstars they are. And while the regular 9-to-5 population will never even sniff the annual salary that these stars make, there are still some players in the league that are underpaid for their efforts. Professional athletes are monetarily rewarded for their performance in their respective sports. On many occasions, their compensation ends up being far from what their performance actually warrants. A popular example of an overpaid player is Timofey Mozgov, who signed a 4-year, $64 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2016. Mozgov ended up playing 54 games for the Lakers before being traded as a salary dump to the Brooklyn Nets. He averaged just 7.4 points and 4.9 rebounds per game during his short stint in Los Angeles. What about the other side of the spectrum though? Which players are performing far greater than expected based on their performance this season? That's the question we're going to answer. Let's move forward with our video and have a look at the top 10 underpaid NBA players from 2011 to 2020. So, let's begin. But before we proceed further, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button so that you won't be missing out on any future NBA content. Number 10. Javale McGee. A common criticism of wins produced is that it overemphasizes rebounds and scoring efficiency relative to scoring volume, and McGee certainly benefits here. But given his .624 field goal percentage and his defensive impact, he was third in the league in block percentage. At 7.3%, he would likely look drastically underpaid with any metric. Remove the wins produced outlier and use just his VORP wins and win shares figures, and he still looks underpaid by $14,028,334. McGee may be able to look ahead to a raise in free agency this summer from the $2,393,887 minimum deal he was on this season. The difference in amount is about $17 million with a player's expected salary. Number 9. Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon just wrapped up his 3rd year in the league, but because he was a 2nd-round draft pick, his contract is not governed by the rookie scale. While 2nd-round picks are typically paid the minimum, they don't face any special restrictions. After a strong season in which he shot .505 from the field and .426 from 3, Brogdon could field a big offer in restricted free agency this summer. Brogdon faces a sum of $18 million gap in his expected and actual salary figure. Number 8. Clint Capela. Capela's cap figure here includes $1.5 million in likely incentives, but regardless of whether he takes home that money, his deal looks good for the Rockets. Like Javale McGee, Capela is helped in his analysis by an outlier of a wins produced figure, but also like McGee, Capela still grades out using solely the other 2 wins estimates. In that case, he appears underpaid by $11,907,237. Capela is locked up through 2022 to 2023. Number 7. Donte DiVincenzo, Bucks. DiVincenzo won 2 NCAA titles with Villanova during his collegiate career, including in 2018, when he put up a career-high 31 points in the championship game and was subsequently named the Final Four Most Outstanding Player. The Bucks proceeded to pick him up with the 17th overall pick, a selection that has certainly paid off thus far. In his sophomore season, DiVincenzo has continued to develop his jumper, as he's now hitting outside shots at a 34.4% rate, up from 26.5% in his rookie season. Furthermore, he's proven to be one of the best young perimeter defensive players in the NBA, with an impressive DPIPM of 1.98. There's a reason he's playing 23 minutes per game on a team that could win 70 games. Number 6. Pascal Siakam, Raptors. In the 2018-19 season, the NBA world was introduced to Pascal Siakam, a former late first-round pick who averaged 17 points per game en route to winning the league's most improved player award in the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. Siakam shot 14-17 from the field for 32 points in a Game 1 win, while primarily guarded by former Defensive Player of the Year Draymond Green. Siakam's final shot of the season was this clutch floater to give the Raptors a 3-point lead with 26 seconds to go in their series-clinching win. This season, with Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers, Siakam has proceeded to take his game to a new level as the star of the Toronto Raptors. He's averaging 23.6 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game, and the Raptors are on pace for a 58-win season and the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. The player is still in the list of being underpaid. Keep yourself tuned in as we discover 5 more underpaid players with you all. Hope you guys are enjoying the video, and if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do it now in order to make sure that you don't miss out on any future NBA content from now on. Number 5. Nikola Jokic. Jokic, a second-round pick in 2014, had a 5-year extension kick in this season, and he promptly blew that number away. Even his 2022-23 cap figure, $32,909,872, pales in comparison with his production this season. Jokic finished 14th in rebound percentage and a remarkable 7th in assist percentage, just behind Chris Paul, and his VORP wins figure was the 3rd best in the league, behind 2 others on this list. The difference in salary scales up to $21 million. Number 4. James Harden. Harden has a large cap figure that will continue to rise as his contract extension kicks in next season, jumping from $37.8 million to $46,872,000 in his option year, 2022 to 2023. But that is still nothing next to his production this season. His expected salary is the highest in the entire NBA, thanks to a VORP figure that puts him a full 6 wins ahead of Antetokounmpo. He also led the league in win shares, beating out Rudy Gobert and Antetokounmpo. Whether that's enough for him to take home a 2nd straight MVP award, however, remains to be seen. Number 3. Rudy Gobert. Here's Gobert's best block of the season, keeping Harden out of the top 2. Yes, his wins produced figure is an outlier, but Harden's VORP is out of line too, and their win averages are pretty similar, leaving Gobert with the 3rd highest expected salary in this analysis. With Jokic 1 spot back, he finished his career highs in field goal percentage .669 and points 15.9, rebounds 12.9, assists 2.0, and steals per game .8, while still averaging 2.3 blocks. Just as impressive, he finished 4th in the league in offensive win shares and 2nd in defensive win shares. He has 2 years remaining on his contract. Number 2. Christian Wood, Pistons. Christian Wood went undrafted in the 2015 NBA Draft and began to bounce between the G League and short, unsuccessful stints with NBA teams for the following few years. It finally seems as if Wood has solidified his place in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons. After Andre Drummond was traded away to the Cavaliers and before the season was suspended due to the coronavirus pandemic, Wood averaged 22.8 points and 9.9 rebounds per game while hitting 40% of his 3-point attempts. A big with his versatility on the offensive end is extremely valuable in today's game, and the Pistons will surely be willing to pay good money to retain him. Number 1. Giannis Antetokounmpo. What more is there to say about the freakish Antetokounmpo? He beat out Gobert by no small margin to lead the league in win shares per 48 minutes while posting career highs in field goal percentage .578 and points 27.7, rebounds 12.5, and assists per game 5.9, even while playing fewer minutes than he had over the last 3 seasons. Like Gobert, he excelled at each end of the floor, ranking 3rd in the league in both offensive and defensive win shares. The only question left is whether Antetokounmpo, who has 2 years to go before his hits free agency, can edge out Harden in the MVP voting. So, which player do you think is being the most underpaid despite his amazing efforts and scores on the court? Let us know your answers in the comments section down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you liked it, and do hit the subscribe button so that you won't be missing out on any interesting videos from now on.